Alright guys, so after replacing all 4 of the gears, because the ones that were in there were a little bit too small, and kind of trying to figure out the vibration I have back here, I've actually left out a screw on the end, and it seems to have helped where this can actually fly. We're going to try to fly this, we're going to try to record off it, because the pan that I did out here from this camera, and video is recording, just going to pass it around like this, pass it around like this, pass it around like this. Check out the Cadillacs. Check out me, what up, and we'll stop it. It looked really well, and sadly, even though it's a 3-prong, even though the colors match up, this won't work in X5C. Not too happy about that, but let's see if we can get this in there. Let's see if we can record on it. We're gonna turn this on. We're gonna turn this on. We are bound. We are going to video record. Probably not going to be the most stable because again we have heavy vibration. Not going to be the most stable because again we have heavy vibration. Alright, here we go guys. So as you can see, the clarity is pretty darn clear. Now as we get up a little bit higher, we start to lose some of that clarity, but for the most part it's there. And if we didn't have that heavy vibration in the back, this might be a really epic camera. I'm a little bit salty that I might have got a manufacturer defect. I mean, I knew out of the box this camera could be something good. I knew out of the box that this camera was probably great. Sad thing is, I've plugged it into a C-Max 5C. I've plugged it into a World Tech Toys Rogue, and it doesn't. The plugs plug in. The colors match up, but it doesn't power it on for some reason, which actually has me. I don't understand why it doesn't work. And there's a little shot of me. And again, clarity is pretty darn good, man. This is an epic toy grade camera, 3 megapixel. It's definitely shooting in 720p, 30 frames per second. I've already checked that in the properties. And it's just really, really sad that I've been dealt a poor hand with this drone, because I think I could, I think I might be able to take this on the road with me and get some epic pictures and video. We're up. We are able to fly. I'm almost having to counter slightly towards that motor that is vibrating. That's decent range right there. We're gonna bring it back this way. Slowly gonna come down, slowly gonna come down, because again, we got that one side that is vibrating heavy. But it's able to fly here, and I'm flying very docile. Up, 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 up. There we go. Took a minute to recover. I'm flying very docile just because of that one motor that's kind of hiccuping. And hopefully it's not giving off too much vibration that this camera is complete jello. And you can see it's almost leaning over towards that motor. But we are able to fly, and maybe it might be coming down. Might be coming down. Might have had enough. Stop recording. So maybe it's the motor itself. It might be the motor itself. It could be the motor, and maybe the inside of the motor is actually what's making noise. Because the motor is a little bit warm, so it could be a manufacturer defect. I don't know, man. We'll see how the video is. I doubt I'll be able to get it up anymore. Went up again, and we'll go up a little bit here, and we will record while we're up there, see if we could get anything. Getting decent range. If the video's even half good on this with all that vibration, that'd be great. And it's coming down heavy because of that motor. Bam, we're down. I'm gonna stop the recording. So my thoughts on this: well, if you get a good one where you're not hearing that vibration, this might be an epic flyer. I did deal with a lot of issues with this, trying to get in the air right, and yeah, that motor's warm. All the other motors are cool to a touch, but that motor is definitely warm. So that's that's it, guys. This is a drone that has a pretty nice toy grade camera. I've tested this inside. It did really well. Really bright whites. It wasn't getting the full detail of it. It was almost like blinding. And only one other thing to touch on. If you look in between, like, see the blade and then the gear underneath it, and smaller gears is what the motor is under, and that's what feeds the bigger one. Watch those. If you can notice, this one's bigger than that one. I didn't do a pre-flight when I was messing with this inside, and this one actually was up too far and it split. So SEMA X5C gear, motor gear, will fit right on it, and actually I think that's a better gear to go on it as opposed to these smaller ones, but I'm not going to replace smaller ones unless I have to. All right, let's get going. Enough jabba jabba. Go ahead and turn it on by the toggle switch under there. And another thing to notice, these little lights on the rear, the glass piece here, it seems like it's short. You can see there's a gap in there, and the front one seems to come loose a little bit too, so be aware of that, guys. I tell it how it is. Good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, we're good to go. We are going to start flying. I will video record while we're doing this, that way we can see that as well. But let's get this up. First speed setting, I'm dealing with a little bit of wind directly towards me. No issues. Let's see. Speed setting, we're going to go second. Wow. Second speed setting, and we have considerable pitch. Considerable pitch. Easy there. Easy. What happened? Let's see what happened here. What happened? Maybe it was wind. Maybe it was me. Let's see. Maybe it was a combination of me. Nope. Bam. Exactly what I told you guys would happen. And where is it? There. Look. See that gear? That gear is up. And which gear was that? That's not the gear that I put on. No, that's not the gear that I put on. That's one of the stock gears. So we're gonna need to push that down. Should almost put like a dot of glue on top of that, but we'll push it down far enough. It should be okay, I would think. That one's fine. That one is a little bit low. It's a little bit lower than I'd like to see it, but we'll see if we'll fly here. All right, we are able to fly. So keep an eye on those gears. Again, I didn't edit this, and this back glass piece, I think we're just gonna take it off. We're just gonna take it off. Taking this back glass off, or pull it out more, maybe it'll go in. Maybe it wasn't, yeah, it wasn't in right. Okay, so if you have a gap over here, there's a good possibility this is over too far. That shouldn't come out now. The front glass did come out, as you can see. Let's see if we can get that in right. Looks like it has clips on both sides. Let's get this right there over the eyes. And I don't know if that's gonna sit nicely. All right, try again. All right, we are up now. We're coming down. Coming down, and I bet it's because of those gears. Yeah, this gear over here is down way too far. That gear is fine, that gear is fine. And this one almost seems as if it's down way too far. Yeah, that one back there is not even touching it. So what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to fix that, or maybe I'll just throw all new gears on it, because this is gonna seem to be an issue here. Yeah, the gear that I threw on is doing fine. These other gears seem like they're too small. They seem like they're too small. So let me go inside, and again, that glass popped outwards again, which maybe we'll just take that off. Bamzo. We don't need that on there. It's actually a lot brighter. It was only a dull glass. So stay tuned, guys. As I told you in the beginning, I tell you how things are. Check those gears. Check your gears, make sure they're sitting right, and if they're not sitting right, maybe you want to replace them with SEMA gears X5 gears, because that's what I'm going to go in and do. I'm going to replace these 3 with bigger gears, so stay tuned. Alright guys, that's the SEMA X5C. That's actually the gears that we were going to be using. I had extra ones because I carried extra for this kit. Now you can see over here, you see the larger one up top right here above the blade versus the smaller ones. The hole is the same diameter in the center. I know it's going to be tough to see, but it is wider, so I feel that is going to work better. I'm going to try to do this. I don't know how much of this is going to come up on camera, but all you need to do is, you don't need to take the whole thing apart at once. You do need to take, let's see, 1, 2, and 3 screws out. If you only take 1, 2, you'll bend it. It won't break or anything. You'll be all right. But I would suggest taking out the 3 of them. I already have them out. Then all you got to do is pop this apart. Okay, once you pop that apart, come up top here and press down on the smaller gear. That'll drop your motor. Once your motor's dropped, there's your motor. And if you can see, I do believe these are the same exact size motors as the SEMA X5C. So if I ever burn a motor, I have extra motors. And all you gotta do is pop that gear off. And again, the smaller ones over there are the original ones. This bigger one has is wider. It's wider, so it should have less movement. You stick it on the post, stick your fingernail on the top of it, and then just push down until you see the metal. Once you see the metal, you should be good, and don't want to go too far down, but don't want it up too high. You want to see that metal and just be able to touch the metal over top of it. To put this back in here is very simple. You just put it in the hole here, put it in there until it pops up. I think that's up high enough. And then you get all your wires in your arm, and then you put this back down. That's it. And then obviously we need to put our screws on and everything. Make sure this is going down. It'll clip together, it'll snap together, but obviously if wires are in the way, it's not going to do so. As you can see, I have wires kind of in the way here, and I believe we opened it up back there. Come on, there we go. There we go. And then all we need to do then is put in the screws. So stay with me, we'll get this back outside in a minute. Alright guys, we've upgraded all 4 of those tiny motors to X5C gears. Hopefully they'll stay on. They are a little bit wider, the same diameter as far as the hole goes. So does this give this a big X on the books as far as a bad drone? It doesn't, but if you don't have extra parts laying around, if you don't have the means to do what I showed you to do, it might. I mean, I really highly doubt, because I've watched a couple reviews. 101's review I watched on this, I watched a couple other reviews. Nobody mentioned the gears. So either they were sugarcoating stuff and they fixed it like I just did and didn't tell you, or I got one of the bad ones out of the batch. I would like to think that not a lot of people are sugarcoating the reviews and telling you how it is. So maybe this is just a bad one out of the batch where I had to modify those and where the glass kind of popped up. But let's get this back in the air. Let's see if we can get some flight time off of this. Let's see if we can get past, here we go. All right, let's see, hold on. Seems like this back one here, I gotta calibrate it. I don't know. Seems like this back one's not drawing off enough power. Let's go easy there. Nice. No, I was trying to. I don't know if there's a calibration procedure, but let's go up. Yeah, it's definitely flying back towards that one, which is not allowing it to continue to keep flying. I'm just looking at it here. The gear should be fine. Really should be fine, so I don't know what the deal is here. So maybe this is gonna have a big X. Minus that, well, again, I can't really test the camera in flight without getting this thing in flight. Let's try this again. Let's try and turn this on. Turn this on. No. I mean, I could counter it, but it wants to lean towards that one over there, and then eventually it's coming down. So unless I got a bad one, guys, I guess all we can do out here is do another camera test, because this guy's not going in the air. I am noticing as I'm doing this, there is a lot of vibration on this backside. Versus, let me go up front. Let me check these front ones. What I'm looking at right now is the motors themselves. Durability test passed. I don't know, guys. That back one's just moving all around. Let's do a camera test, and maybe I'll take this back in and look at it. Maybe I didn't sink that motor down nicely enough, or maybe the propeller isn't on the way it should, but I think it is. All right, here we go. So we will do video same way we did inside. Video and video recording. Video is recording. Just gonna pass it around like this. Pass it around like this. Pass it around like this. Check out the Cadillacs. Check out me. What up? And we'll stop recording video. So I don't know, guys. It's even that back one's making noise. That high noise, that's coming from the back one. I'm gonna look at that inside, and maybe it's something I did, I don't know. But these other three look like they're working fine. I don't know why one would be off, but we'll see. All right, guys, I'm J Drone. If I don't have an update for this, you can put a big X on this as far as I'm concerned, but I've watched other reviews. Other reviewers said this was good. The only thing that I see maybe I'll get out of it is actually this camera. It's a 3-prong camera. I'll be able to plug it into the X5C. I'll be able to plug it into the majority of the other drones. All right, guys, later. All right, guys, so I don't got the screws back, and the screws are sitting right there, and we're just gonna test this. I have the blade back on it, and it's not coming back to that one side, and I'm actually able to fly it. I'm hearing some vibration, but that could just be because we don't have the, as you can see, it's open here. We don't have the screws in that. So let's get the screws in that and see if it'll still fly. And then once we do that, maybe we can go outside. All right, guys, I quit. I guess we're gonna have to take the X5C out with this camera on to judge the camera, and maybe I could salvage something from it. I mean, you can probably see it too, I don't know. Maybe you can't. This left one has some serious vibration, and it seems to have gotten worse as you reassembled it. So I'm thinking maybe the gear is displaced where it shouldn't be, because these three are working fine. I'm not too happy that I'm not going to be able to fly this. I will be contacting the person that this came from and seeing what we could do about it. And I mean, it was a cheap drone. It really was a cheap drone, and as you can see, I probably have low voltage. Those LEDs in the front are getting really dull from burning it. But it was a cheap drone. I was most interested in the camera. If anybody's ordered this prior to me doing my testing, hopefully you guys get a good one. If you do get a good one, let me know. You can kind of rub it in my face, say, haha, J-Drone, I got a good one. And you got the bad one off the line, because I think that's the case, because I can't see all the other reviewers. This is like 2 years old. There's lots of reviews on this. I can't see all the other reviewers sugarcoating this and this actually being what I have. So I'm going to assume this was a bad one off the line. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, concerns down below, definitely get at me. Alright guys, just to show you, because I am tinkering with this, I would like to get this to work. I would like to fly this. I've dedicated time to fly this, and I have yet to fly it. I have the motor sitting out here. The other motors sound good. This motor sounds fine, so it might have to do something with that gear. Maybe it's bent, maybe there's a piece out of it. I'm looking and I'm not seeing anything out of that gear. So maybe we'll reassemble, see if I get rid of that sound and go for a flight. Stay tuned, guys. Well guys, I've spent a considerable time on this, and if you get a good one of these, I'm sure you're going to be extremely thrilled with it, because I wouldn't have spent as much time on it if I didn't think this was a worthy drone. The camera on it, from what I can tell, is a great camera. My flight, it showed okay image, but because of the heavy vibration in this back one, it didn't show, it didn't transition well. But me outside panning with this was really well. And I'm just going to try to show you one more time. Keep your eye over here and watch a little left to right, and then bounce back and forth between the two. You'll see, I don't know if you can see that. We'll move that over there. Keep your eye on that one. Extremely heavy vibration coming off of that, and that's because the larger gear has play left to right, versus when you go on these ones, these don't have that much play left to right. So that just might be manufacturer defect. Maybe I got a bad one. Hopefully I got the only bad one. And if anybody else has ordered this because of me, because of my prior reviews, hopefully you guys get good ones. If you do get good ones, make videos, post up. Let me see what I'm missing out on here. All right, guys. Generally, I don't do a whole sum up of the video of the drone itself. Myself right now, I've got to give this a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5, and the only reason it's sitting high at a 3 is because of this camera and the green. I like the green, but as far as me, I think they should just went direct feed. I think they should have just went direct feed, and I'm almost half tempted to get rid of these larger gears and see if I could get propellers on top of these motors and run it direct to feed and see how that works. Guys, I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I don't sugarcoat nothing. I took you through the whole process of this. Some of the other guys, they've done one video on this, and who knows? Did they have the same issues I did? You don't know, because they don't stick with a drone. They don't really work with drones, or they sugarcoated it, took X5C gears, put them in without telling you guys, which I would highly suggest that if you were going to use this, just because the smaller gears are just that, they're smaller, and I think they should have went with a bigger gear. Alright guys, later.